Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Connect with Your Destiny podcast. I am your host, Tiana Nicole, and I look forward to spending the remaining of my evening with you all. So welcome. For those of you who aren't acquainted with me, I am Tiana Nicole, as I mentioned before, your neighborhood hope dealer. I aid in helping others prosper eternally. And that dubs me as the neighborhood hope dealer. And because that thou shalt not lose hope, I love being a neighborhood hope dealer. So welcome. In addition to being your neighborhood hope dealer, I am also serial entrepreneur and #1 best-selling author, president and editor-in-chief of Connect Magazine, a female empowerment magazine designed to inform, inspire, and motivate women globally to live their lives and execute their vision. So Connect Magazine is not just a magazine, but it's also a movement. If you're new to the show, as always, I definitely want to be the first to welcome you all and thank you first and foremost for joining us during our spring semester of Connect with Your Destiny podcast, which is a podcast powered by Connect Magazine. So welcome again. Really quick, in a snap, I want to visit the weekly bulletin board news. This week, we don't really have a lot to share, but what we do have to share is very exciting. So our spring issue of Connect Magazine will be released on Monday, May 23rd. So definitely, make a note of it, save the date, don't forget about it, but inspiration is coming. 7 more days, the countdown begins. So don't forget to get your copy, www.connectmagazine.com. Again, that's www.connectmagazine.com. Get your copy Monday, May 23rd, the money issue. You can't beat it. Definitely head over there, get it, seek it, don't forget. I also want to share with you guys our social media handles, and in addition to be sorry, oh my goodness, what is going on? I'm just all over the place today. In addition to, I've been doing this all day long, like just tripping over my words. Just, you know what? I think that it's because when you wear so many hats, sometimes your brain gets clustered and it gets all confused and fuzzy up there as to what you should be saying, and you say things that you shouldn't be saying, and your mini hats, sometimes your wires get crossed. So please forgive me because I'm turning into soup and it's not even 5 p.m. yet. So as I was saying before I had that brain freeze, that brain fart, in addition to visiting our website, you can also catch us at Connect Magazine on both Instagram and Facebook. That's Connect, Connect with the K, Magazine, on both Instagram and Facebook. And I think that is all that we have for bulletin board news. So if you haven't done so already, tweet this episode to your followers, because guess what, y'all? class is now in session. Okay. I have absolutely no idea where to start. But, okay, you know what? I'm not going to start there. Because that's something that, this is a topic that it resonates, so it has to be dissected and thought about carefully before spoken on. But what I do want to say, oh my gosh, I had absolutely no idea where the time has gone. It is really true that when they say that when time flies when you're having fun, well, the saying is time flies when you're having fun. So that saying is definitely true. And it's true because I literally did not realize that we were literally 2 shows away from the season finale. Yes, the spring semester is almost coming to a close. So, you know, we have to carry out this semester with a bang. And I believe that when class is back in session for the summer, we'll be schooling you on new topics and much needed, life lessons, so we did, like I said, we have to take this out with a bang, which brings us to today's lesson. Oh my God. Dress how you want to be addressed. Dress how you want to be addressed. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm kind of lightly treading around this topic because it could be interpreted in more ways than one, in more positive ways than one, in more negative ways than one, and the topic within itself, it speaks a lot of volume. So, as I said before, I really don't know where to begin, but we all have to start somewhere. So here we go. This past weekend, I experienced something unbelievably disturbing. And I know you guys are always coming off the weekend seems like every single weekend for the past few weeks, I've been coming on, opening up the class with, I've experienced something very disturbing. Like, it seriously seems to be a trend with me. I hope that disturbing events is not something that I enjoy to partake in. It's just something that continues to happen, but I really definitely hope that in the coming weeks this changes because it's not pleasing. But as I mentioned, I experienced something unbelievably disturbing this weekend. Whenever I experience certain things, I like to bring them to the classroom and make topics out of them so that we learn from other mistakes. I think that I'm a firm believer that if we learn from other mistakes, we won't make the mistakes ourselves. So that's why I bring a lot of the topics that I experience or that I witness to the classroom because of that reason. Now, I'm not the type of person to judge others. I see the good in everyone. Anyone will tell you if they know me, Tiana sees the good in every single thing, every single person, every single situation. Even when it's bad, she sees the good. However, sometimes the things that we see or the things that we observe sometimes causes us to pass judgment. Even when it isn't our intention to pass judgment, we do so. And that's unfortunate. So before I share this with you guys, I really want you guys to understand that it's not my intention to judge. It's not my intention to offend. It's just a matter of my own observations and my personal take on it. Whenever I experience certain things, I always said to myself, what can I do differently so that I'm not portraying myself this way? Or what can I do differently so that I'm doing this differently than what I observed? So I'm a very observant individual, but also with being observant, you have to be able to adjust the things and apply the things that you learn to everyday things that you live in your own life. So anyone who knows me also knows that I am a research junkie. I am a firm believer in doing myself the due diligence of doing my homework because no one is going to do it for me. So upon me doing my research, over the weekend, I accidentally came across a local show that I had absolutely no idea it existed. I never heard of it. And of course, because I never heard of it, and it's a show that it airs on cable network. It airs locally here in Chicago. So because of that, it procured my interest, and I decided to tune in and see what it was all about. Okay. Let me just say this. A lot of us have opportunities in front of us that many can only dream of having. We have opportunities that only come once in a lifetime, and we somehow allow them to just slip through our hands. Now, because I'm far from a messy person, as I said, it's not something that I partake in. Less mess, no stress. That's my motto. I'm only going to provide you all with minimal details, and that's only because I don't want you guys to identify who I'm talking about and what show I'm referencing. I don't want you guys to know that. But what I will say is that I was more taken aback and appalled by the appearance of the host itself rather than the actual content. Yes, I was very displeased by the overall production of the show itself, but I was even more disturbed by the appearance of the host. And when I say that I was disturbed by the appearance of the host, I'm talking about belly fat bulging over blue jeans, shoes leaning over to the side like the Titanic. Oh man. The worst part was that her hair wig was cocked to the side like a pistol. I'm talking about the whole 9 yards. No, seriously, like, this was real life. Like, this was literally, like I said, a cable television show on cable television, on local television. And I was like, what in the world? This was not doing infomercial hours. This was doing prime time hours. Like, so I was just shocked. And I was disappointed due to the fact that not a lot of people who look like me are given opportunities as such. And I'm going to repeat that. Read between the lines. Not a lot of people that look like me are giving those type of opportunities. We're just not. Now, I know that people who can only dream, I know of people who can only dream about having their own YouTube channel, yet alone having a cable television channel. Like, I mean, there's just so many people that I know that would love to have an opportunity as such. And it was very displeasing, especially due to the fact that of the reputation that we receive here in Chicago. You know, it was extremely displeasing. So what I then said to myself, I said, self, dig deeper. Maybe it's a new show. Maybe you need to give them a benefit of the doubt. And maybe they just don't have the budget to have a better appearance. So what I did, I started my digging only to discover that this was a show that had been on air for about 6 or 7 years. Yes, honey, 6 or 7 years, baby. Cobwebs on the show. I was absolutely astonished simply because of the simple fact that as I browsed the archived shows, the production began to be worse and worse, and it worsened. It worsened. Now again, I'm going to say this. I'm not judging anyone. However, I was very disappointed by the lack of effort of which I observed. I was very disappointed by that. I totally understand that not all productions can afford that 5-star visual. However, the appearance of the host could have been much, much better. And I say this because due to the